You know, I did a video about how these young dudes shouldn't be wifing up hoes and all of that, right? And I thought to myself, I was like, yo, Langston, you capping. Because, you know, you've dated quite a few hoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just the truth. I mean, I have to be real with myself. You know what I'm saying? Now taking heat, I didn't know that they were hoes. You know, hoes never let you know that they're a hoe when you first met them. You know what I'm saying? They'll let you know, like a year or two later down the line. You know what I'm saying? Like, take for example this broad, I lost my virginity to, she was 16, and I was 17, I think, a year older, a year younger than her. And you know, we did our thing or whatever have you. That's the first time a girl went down, I lost my virginity, all of that, all together, all in one, right? So I go over a house one day, I'm sitting on the couch, right, and we talking. So, you know, she was like, yo, how many women have you slept with? Matter of fact, I take that back. I had sex with one chick named Angie. So I had two on my roster, Angie and her. So, you know, I'm trying to play it off. Like, I'm like, yo, I slept with like 10 girls, right? Knowing I didn't, right? So I'll never forget it. She had this erasable marker, like, you know, you could put it in, you could mark on your jeans and put it in the washing machine and the marker go away, right? So she said, I'm gonna write on my pants leg how many men I've slept with. This broad said 53. 53. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Moving on. Dated this one chick, right? I should have known that the broad was like, she was a hoe and something was wrong with her, because I met her. And I think I already told y'all this story. I met her in a church, right? The church would throw well, the church wouldn't throw it, but you could rent out an area in the church, you know what I'm saying, where you can throw parties and stuff. So this dude threw a party in the church, right? So I come to the party, tore up. I'm high, I'm drunk, all of that, right? I go inside the you know, the party, whatever, and I wind up getting high inside the church. That's another story, right? So I'm twisted. I'm so twisted. I'm laid out on the floor like this. Her girlfriend comes up to me and taps me on the shoulder and looks down and says, hey, listen, my girlfriend want to talk to you. You know, I get up, I talk to her, you know, she comes through the next day, I hit it. I should have known. It was all of the telltale signs that this broad was a hoe, right? But I kept on dealing with her, you know, because she was fine, you know what I'm saying? And time progresses, and I wind up, you know, telling myself, you know what, like, I really like this broad, you know what I'm saying? So we became girlfriend and boyfriend. Now, like I said before, I'm still not, I'm seeing signs. I'm going to the mall, and it's like every dude that sees her knows her. And I'm like, yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? And then one day, this dude that my mom's had a church buddy, and her church buddy had a son my age. So he came through with my mother's church buddy to my house. So they and my mother and the church buddy, they in there chilling inside my mom's room, and me and him are chilling in the living room. So we go talking and everything, right? So we talking about our girlfriend. So I'm like, yeah, you know, my girl, she thick, she brown eyes, short, this, that, so forth. And I'm like bragging about her, how beautiful she is, and this and that, so forth, right? So she's like, yo, so yo, what school your girlfriend used to go to, right? I was like, yeah, Hillside. Now, Hillside is an all-black school located in Durham, North Carolina, right? So he's like, hold on, what's her name? And I was like, yeah, you know, blah, blah, blah. He's like, what? Man, I know that broad. He said one day he snuck in his house. He's talking to me, he's telling me about my girl that I'm dating. Right? He said one day he snuck into the house, in his house, and he was like hitting it. Like he had her legs up in the air and was hitting it. And her head was hitting the wall. I was crushed. So I go to her, and I'm like, yo, you know such and such. She's like, yeah, I know him, da-da-da-da. But she ain't never say that she screwed him, right? So make a long story short, I wind up asking her one day. So at that time, I was at about 15 girls that I had slept with. I ain't giving y'all no numbers. I'm just gonna keep it right there, cause then if y'all knew like the amount of females I slept with, y'all probably think differently about me. But anyway, that's another story, right? So, so I said 15, and it was the truth. It was 15 at that time, right? Now taking heat, I'm in my 20s, so I'm not giving out no numbers. Like I said, I'm gonna keep it at 15. Anyway, I said 15. So she was like, oh, okay. So I was like, at that time I was 21 and she was 20. Yeah, she was 20 years old. I asked the big question. Now, before I begin, I want to say this to you young men and older men. If you don't want to know the answer to how many men your woman has slept with, don't ask. Don't ask. Just keep it a buck. Just don't ask. Because it's a disaster if you find out that it's more than what you what you expected, right? So she kicks out 49. I'm like, that's a football score. That's that's like San Francisco 49ers versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. The score was 49-25. So I'm like calculating. I'm like, yo, you would had to had sex like with it was just. It just bugged me out. Like, how could you be? So you started. I know she had had sex like about 13. So from 13 to 20, for 7 years, 49 men. 49 men. That's crazy. Let's fast forward. So you know. And it was all the telltale signs, you know what I'm saying? This broad, I remember we went to Carowinds one year. Matter of fact, we went to Carowinds Friday, and then we went to King's Dominion Sunday. No, it was Busch Gardens Sunday. So on the way back, she was while I was driving. I mean, it's just we could do it anywhere. She was down for doing it wherever. Like I told her one day, I was like, yo, do you want to do it like in front of everybody, like in front of the public? She was like, yeah. She was down with it. Like, it was just mad telltale signs that was like, yo, this broad is a hoe. Let's go on to the next broad. Met this broad in in a cipher, all of us smoking and everything. She in there, she quiet, she ain't saying nothing, and nobody hit her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, why ain't nobody, hit her, whatever. She from Brooklyn, whatever, right? So I get to know her, whatever. And, we become real cool. You know what I'm saying? She bought me, like, I remember my birthday, she bought me like a half ounce of weed. We just got super duper dumb high, you know what I'm saying, together. So we started out like being great friends, right? I would take her, to this pool I knew, and we would go swimming and all of that. It was just like a real friendship in the very beginning. She had a boyfriend that was a Nigerian dude. Matter of fact, I went over there one night to eat, and that's the night that she wound up. So we wound up going over there. Make a long story short, I had to pick her up because she ain't had no car. So I had to pick her up and drop her off. So the Nigerian dude was on some shit like, yo man, you can come eat with us. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I went over there and ate with them, and then so I ain't touch her prior to that. So then I drove her back to the crib, right? So we talking or whatever, and then she just winds up like pulling me, on her, and I mean, to be real with you, it was borderline rape. You know what I'm saying? Because I really didn't want to deal with her because she was my friend, right? So make long story short, we get involved or whatever have you. We wind up living together. This broad winds up getting with some dudes. Like, she's going for the weekend and she's going to see this dude. You know what I'm saying? I wind up finding out, and I'm furious. So I wound up leaving. I took the rent money, spent the rent money and all of that. She had to try to get the rent money back or whatever have you. It's just, man, it's been quite a ride, man. I've cheated on women have cheated on me. It's just ugly. When women cheat, it's just really, really ugly. You know what I mean? Like, I know, like, everybody's supposed to be in a committed relationship. Like when you're in a committed relationship, you're supposed to be faithful and all of that, right? But we know, of course, that doesn't happen. It doesn't work like that all the time. But when a woman cheats, it's like totally different. It's like it totally can destroy a man, for real. You know what I'm saying? It's Method Man said it best, never give my pussy away. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you could get hit by a car. Your car could get stolen. Your gun could get stolen. You could lose your house. It's just some of everything that you can go through. But when a woman cheats on you, that's something totally different. That's a code that's been broken, and it's like you can't help but think like what position that dude put your girl in. Did he hit it from the back? Did he hit it harder than you did? And did he make her scream? You know what I'm saying? It's just oof. You know what I mean? I've been in those particular situations, man, and it just hurt. You know what I'm saying? I remember this other broad, and like I said, man, I dated a lot of whores, and I didn't know that they were whores when I first met them. Well, at least I had, there were signs, there were a lot of signs there, but you know, I just gave chicks the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? Like at the point that I met them, I was out there basically hoeing myself. So, you know, it's like I gave them a chance or whatever have you, and then they turned out to be a whore. This one broad that I really like, and I don't want to give out names because y'all might know these broads. You know what I'm saying? It's a big world, but a small world, to be real with you. But anyway, met this broad, you know what I'm saying, Manhattan joint. She from Manhattan or whatever, you know, nice, you know, banging body, you know, I mean, thick, all that, right? Met her, wound up wifing the broad up, and then, like I say, like 2.5 years into the relationship, you know, she always talked about this her ex. My ex couldn't get it up, right? So she was like, you know, they always had complications or whatever, and you know, she would have to perform fellatio on him, right, in order for him to get right. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I mean, I was like just looking at it like it was just a relationship that she was in, and he had, you know, erectile dysfunctions, and you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I never judge people, you know, with their past relationships or whatever. So she kept a diary. So one day, man, it was hurting me in the inside. Like I was feuding with myself. I was like, yo, man, should I read the diary or should I not, right? So I wound up reading the diary, right? So I'm reading it. I'm like, this broad slept with JoJo from Jodeci? Oh shit! And it only took him one. This broad is and then I get to, you know, the dude that she said she was in a relationship with, right? Come to find out, she gave him a blowjob the first day she met the nigga. I'm sitting here like, you got to be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Like, I'm dating a hoe again? And it just bugged me out. You know, and that relationship ended, man. I've just been in some messed up relationships, and I've dealt with hoes like all my life. Like, if you got a girlfriend, right, and I come over your house, right, pause, and I come through, right, and she's a hoe, I'm gonna know she's a hoe because I've been around enough of them and I've interacted with enough of them to know that broad is a hoe right there. Like, she got hoe-like tendencies. I'm gonna pull you to the side, let you know ahead of time. Yo, listen, you are dating a hoe. And it's just that plain and simple. And I know how y'all play the game now. It's like you want to date a hoe because she's going to be down whatever. You know, she's a hoe, you a hoe, you get to do whatever you want to do. But man, you know, hoes can't be trusted, man. It's just that plain and simple. It's just, it is. They're nice people. You can get along with them, you can laugh with them, you can have fun with them if you get what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, you can't take her home because she's not going to be faithful to you. She is going to cheat. That is in her nature. You see what I'm saying? Like, it don't like with hoes, man, it varies. You know, she may be good. She may be a good girl for a month or two, or maybe a year. Just depends on the female. Maybe 2 years. But after those 2 years or whatever, she gonna go right back to hoe-like tendencies. And let me tell you something, man. I know a whole lot of hoes that ain't hoes anymore because they got saved. But had it not been, you know, had it not been that they got saved by sweet baby Jesus, then guess what? They'd be out there hoeing. You just gotta let a hoe be a hoe. And it's just that plain and simple. You can't wife them up. And you can't treat them a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember this broad, stripper broad. She came through, you know what I'm saying? We did whatever. And, we smoked or whatever have you. And I know strippers too. I've been around enough strippers to know if your girl was an ex-stripper, by the way she walk, talk, and certain things that she says, yeah, your broad, yeah, I know she's a stripper. How did you know? I've been around them enough to know. You understand? So, she's a stripper, she did that thing, smoke a little blunt, whatever. And then like the next day, she spent the night. So the next day, I go to wash clothes, right? She comes with me. We go to the laundromat. She's folding my clothes up. And then her whole like spider sense, it clicked in like, whoa, hold on. You need to fold your old damn clothes up. I'm like, gotcha. I knew it was gonna happen. She's like saying to herself, hold up, I'm a hoe and I'm a stripper. What am I folding this man's clothes up for? That's what wives do. But it's the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? For all you young people, you young dudes, man, yo, stop wifing up them hoes. And I told you I was capping in the last video, but that was by default because it didn't dawn on me. Like, I've dated hoes, but they turn out I wound up finding out a year or two later. Like, I didn't come into the relationship knowing that they were a hoe. Never that. You know what I'm saying? And once I knew that they were hoes or whatever, what could I do? You in love with the broad. You got 2-3 years in. You in love with it. You can't just walk away from the broad. It got to one point, and I'm not gonna hold y'all for long. It got to one point where it was this one broad that I was dating. I found out she was a hoe. I just wound up starting. I started to cheat on her to catch up with, to catch up to how many men she slept with. I mean, I was young back then, you know what I'm saying? So I was thinking, my mentality was, okay, if she slept with 49 or 50 or 60, then I'll do 50 or 60. You see what I'm saying? And then we could just be happily ever after, which made no sense because it didn't even work out, you know what I'm saying? It just got to the point where she was hoeing and I was hoeing. And it was like one night we both were hoeing. I know she was out there doing it, and I knew, and she knew I was out there doing it. But on one end, I caught her. You know what I'm saying? I caught her at the hotel room. You know what I'm saying? And the dude, I think the dude that just left. You know what I'm saying? And I caused a big scene and everything. I mean, it was just crazy. I think she had sex with Mobb Deep. The dude, not Prodigy, the Havoc, because. Yo, I'm not lying. He called her phone, and he was on. She put him on speakerphone, and that was him. So I think she had sex with not Prodigy, Havoc. It's just crazy, man. I just been in a lot of situations, and yo, I joke with the mother of my children all the time, man. Like, yo, I just wish that you was a hoe. And the reason why I say that is because hoes don't get pregnant and have a bunch of children, you know what I'm saying? Like I do. Hoes' wombs be perverted with Hennessy and gin and weed. Hoes ain't got time to get pregnant. They got to move on to the next dick. So how is it they gonna hoe if they got to go home and watch 3 or 4 or 5 kids that they having? So yeah, man, that's my little testimony, man. Never date a hoe, man. Get you I ain't gonna say a good girl, because good girls don't know how to have fun in bed. But get you a hoe in the bed, and get you a real woman that's gonna walk out that house and defend you and protect you and got your back. You understand? Other than that, man, leave those hoes in the streets. Future says, she belongs to the streets. She does, yo. Stop wifing up them hoes. Other than that, my name is Langston 2092. I want you to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share this video.